Good morning, I am Taylor Hall.
And I am Cameron Cox.
Today on the March 5th edition of the Win News, we will have a feature on Videotech,
as well as a preview of the varsity baseball team. All high school students, please check your email for a ballot from Ms. Cox to vote for the personality awards, as well as Mr. and Miss ACHS. Voting ends at 1 tomorrow.
On Tuesday, the Winnack Play Group placed third in advancing to Bi-District. Cameron Cox was named Best Performer. Kelsey Ottman received All-Star Cast, and Cadence Huffman earned Honorable Mention. All-Star Cast, congratulations to them. They will compete at Bi-District on March 26th in Graham.
Also coming up is District UIL Academic Meet. It will be March 24th through 25th at MSU. That is only 1 week after we return from spring break, so everyone needs to be getting prepared.
Now here is Colton Canada with another feature in our series of electives.
This is Colton Canada here with a feature on Videotech and what it is. What is your favorite thing about Videotech?
My favorite thing about Videotech would have to be when we broadcast.
My favorite thing about Videotech is the fact that we have more freedoms in it than in other classes.
Well, my favorite thing about Videotech is you really get to work with all aspects of the school, like all the kids, and you get to kind of just be a voice for the school. And so everyone hears you, everyone sees you, and you're just setting that good example.
My favorite thing about Videotech is going out there and making videos that I like to make.
What is your least favorite thing about Videotech?
My least favorite thing about Videotech would have to be editing because it's time consuming.
My least favorite thing about Videotech would have to be the editing because it takes a lot of time.
My least favorite thing about Videotech is whenever you first start, you got to watch all these videos on how to work the Final Cut Pro software. It stinks.
My least favorite thing about Videotech is waiting for the files to copy onto the computer from the camera.
What skills are used in Videotech?
I'm very tech savvy, so Videotech is just easier in general.
You need to be creative and ready to work.
Skills, really you just need to, you got to work with people. You got to make them feel comfortable in front of the camera, so you got to have some people skills, I guess. You got to be comfortable in front of the camera, and then you got to have some sort of computer skills a little bit to work with the editing.
What is your favorite job in Videotech?
My favorite job would have to be sound operator.
Favorite job in Videotech? I like being on camera because I like people to see me, but sound operator is where it's at.
Now back to you in the studio.
Colton, after yesterday's tryouts, the high school cheerleaders for next year have been announced. Maddie Lopez, Kelsey Ottman, Cameron Cox, Cadence Huffman, Caitlin Casillas, Cambry David, Abby Havens, JC Hawley, and mascot Becca Tagger.
Junior high cheerleaders will be Emerly Anderson, Cheyenne Bracey, Kate Fletcher, Adeline Harvey, Malia Jones, Serenity Jones, Taylin Lowe, and Brooke Smith.
Applications for the local AC scholarships have been emailed to Miss Graham. The deadline for that is April 1st.
If you haven't picked up your Prom 2020 tickets, they are available in the office.
The 2020 yearbooks are on sale.
Thanks, Carlos. I need to order my yearbook. Now here is Colton Canada in the Sports Corner.
Powerlifters are regional qualifiers. Maddie Lopez and Bailey Grant will be competing in Chico this weekend. Dominic Thomas and Chase Stafford will compete in Alvord next Friday. The baseball and softball teams are both competing in tournaments this weekend. The Lady Cats will begin district play at 5 o'clock Monday at Windthorst. Their first district home game will be at 4 o'clock Tuesday against Seymour. The Wildcats are starting district after spring break. Here's Mason Gilmore with more info.
I'm Mason Gilmore with a feature on this year's varsity boys baseball team. What are the pros of this team?
The pros of this team is the returning starters off a very successful team last year. So I think that experience and leadership will really help this team be successful.
What does this team need to work on?
Probably the biggest thing we need to work on is learning the system in which I teach and understanding the communication and signs and everything. And I think once we get all that down and everybody buys into it, I think it'll be very beneficial and give them the opportunity to have success this year just as well as they did last year.
What is this year's team goal?
I think the goal is always going into a season is, first off, you want to be district champs, and I think we have the athletes to accomplish that goal, and and see where our successes take us from there on. Last year, this group that has 8 to 9 returning varsity members from last year's team that went 4 rounds deep. I think if they can buy into everything, and we play to the best of our abilities and take a good approach of one strike at a time, one out at a time, one inning at a time, they have an opportunity to be very successful.
What is your favorite part about baseball?
Dingers. I like catching butterflies in center field and picking the flowers.
What is your goal this year?
Hit a bunch of dingers. Goal is to go to state. We've been trying for the last 4 years.
Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mason. The tennis team started their season this week in Vernon. Brianna Howard won the championship in the girls' singles 1A bracket. Jill Lyles and Kate Strickland placed third in the mixed doubles 1A bracket. Sergio Quintana Pereiro placed third in the boys' singles 1A bracket. Justin Mabry placed third in the boys' singles B bracket, and Brooke Rice and Seth Deerenwater won consolation in the mixed doubles C bracket. The varsity basketball teams both had successful seasons, and all district honors have been announced. For the Lady Cats, Aspen Huseman was named Offensive MVP. Mallory Maxwell received Newcomer of the Year. Delaney Hanna and Maddie Lopez, first team All-District. Maggie Coates and Bailey Grant, second team All-District. And Olivia Votsberger and Vanessa Rader, All-District Honorable Mention. Maggie Coates, Vanessa Rader, Delaney Hanna, Aspen Huseman, Maddie Lopez, Mallory Maxwell, Sadie Strawn, Bailey Grant, Olivia Votsberger, and Jill Lyles all received Academic All-District for the Wildcats. Walker Kahanek was named the Newcomer of the Year. Kay Dagley received first team All-District. Keegan Beaver and Kate Strickland, second team All-District. Luke Hahn, All-Defensive Hustle Team, and Carter Hilbers and Justin Mabry, honorable mentions. Earning Academic All-District were Carter Hilbers, Walker Kahanek, Kalina Caslin, Kate Strickland, Luke Hahn, manager Haley Havens, manager Kaylee Mahler, and manager John Mactoff. That's it for sports.
Colton.
Don't forget that daylight savings time begins Sunday, so be sure to set your clocks forward Saturday night.
That's it for this edition of the Win News.
Have a great spring break, Archer City.